Let's talk about some of the fun things that I saw yesterday at the Los Angeles No Kings protest. First of all, the first thing I saw was a guy in a frog suit, and it made me laugh because if you're watching the Portland videos, you're seeing frog suits everywhere. And did you know that a bunch of frogs together is called an army? The next thing I saw was indigenous people with regalia on. And these are sacred cultural garments that they wore while they were doing their performances. And they were just so incredible. The traditional garments were just so beautiful to see up close. And then they did like a performance all through the parade route. They were at the very beginning of the LA parade. And then I saw this dude walking who looked like Donald Trump, and it was like the whole crowd just stopped. And he had a stain on the front and he had a stain on the back, but I'm just going to leave the stain on the back out of this video. I saw this guy with a Liberty costume on and like a Liberty sign. The people that were wearing costumes had to have been just sweating their heads off because it was so hot yesterday. I saw this lady with, I think it's Dios los Muertos, face paint on. I could be wrong. I don't want to misinterpret her, but her outfit was incredible. Of course, we had traditional Latino Hispanic vendors there selling ice cups that were so yummy and hot dogs and other sorts of things. Then you got this guy in the American Eagle costume with a crown, a king crown, and a F Trump sign, also incredible. This is one of my most favorite things that I saw. I saw this elderly man with a injured back, and he was so inspiring to me because he was elderly. And there were hundreds of thousands of people in downtown LA yesterday. And so I just know by looking at him that it took a big amount of energy to get him there. And I just couldn't be more proud. Of course, we saw women in Handmaid's Tales costumes. And there was the good old giant Donald Trump blow up thing that literally did the entire parade route. And every time we would make like a bridge, we would get close to a bridge, I would think like, is that going to pop? Or are we just knocking Donald Trump in the head? One of my most favorite things is that they had like, I think it was 3 different Mexican bands. They were on these flatbed trucks, and they were staggered throughout the parade. So there was always like music. And so people were singing, people were dancing. It kept the spirit and the vibe up. That was really cool. All in all, I keep telling everybody that it was one of the best days of my life. And I went to the protest all by myself. I took the train here in Los Angeles. It's like a 20-minute, no, it's like a 1-hour ride on the train. And for those of you that are afraid to go to a protest by yourself, I encourage you to go alone because number one, everybody that's there is there for the same reason. There are a lot of people that go to the protests alone. And if you just say hi to people, just, just enjoy yourself. There's so much to see. There's so much to do. People are there for the greater good, and you are too. So you will find a connection. And even if you don't make friends with somebody, everybody will be loving and welcoming. If you saw something really unique in your parade yesterday, I would love to hear about it in the comment section.